There are 3 more rounds left in the Stiles Electrical Premier League, and things are continuous heating up. Welcome to another episode of the Hockey Hour. Jace Gabriel here with you, and always alongside me, former hockey root Jane Claxton. Hello, Jane.
Thank you. And for those that managed to tune in visually to see me today, for some reason I decided to go to the dentist before this. So half my face is slightly numb. So if you want a thrill, just watch the video YouTube.
I cannot wait to watch this one back. Fantastic show last week. Thanks for your comments and the mailbag questions. This week, another huge show. We'll have the news in a sec. We've got some really great mailbag questions, including a return or an answer or a follow-up from Rory, our friend Rory.
Conversation.
Yes, love this. We've got Fraser Heigh from the Whitfords Hockey Club. We've got, for Around the Grounds, a really special game, hopefully world record-breaking game, but also a charitable game from our friends at the York Hockey Club. And then we'll get into extra time, which we'll touch on shortly because it'll have a little bit to do with the news and one of our questions. But let's get straight into the Hockey WA news. The Perth Thunder Six squads have been announced, if you haven't seen those on social media. And the women's team is obviously having 17 of the squad from the 2024 team that were essentially undefeated back in action. There are some new additions and some pretty big ones for the Thunder Six. Summer Greenaway at Gillaroo, Zoe Newman, the current Hockeyroos, one of the current Hockeyroos goalkeepers, which is a huge addition. Grace Powell, another junior, under 21, I think maybe under 18, sorry, I think she is. Recently named in the Futures from memory. Yep. Maddie Radcliffe has come over essentially from Hockey Club Melbourne. And Cammy Bourne has come from Tassie. So some huge additions for the girls. Sarah Burns, Britt Silver and Rach Frusher return to the squad as well. So 3 huge ins as well. And then for the men, 13 players from the 2024 squad return. There is a few newbies in Hamish Adamson, Luke Anderson, Paddy Andrew, Hunter Banyard, Ethan Boucher, the South African, James Cunningham, who's from England, Ian Grobler, Zed Kernan, Jeremy Main, Zach Rackus, and Matt Van Selm, whilst the goal-scoring machine, that is Liam Flynn, returns to the squad this year. The Thunder Six getting their campaign off the ground. First games of the actual Hockey One season on Friday the 10th of October, heading over to Brisbane, where it'll be a grand final rematch in the women.
Oh, that'll be intense.
It'll be a fascinating game. Memberships are on sale, so make sure you search Perth Thunder Six memberships or visit the Hockey WA website for more information. Now, all the players that have been announced as part of the squads, if you would like to be a player partner, they are also available. Businesses who are interested can become an official partner of their chosen player and receive a range of benefits like VIP tickets, recognition at home games and on social media, and much, much more. If you're interested, contact Hockey WA via the website or reach out to them on social media and make sure you can support the players because it is not easy.
Not cheap.
And not cheap, as we've discussed previously. But on the Hockey One trend, Jane, there is some fascinating things going on.
Yeah, I know. Across the board, there has been some big movements, which I'm a huge fan of. Not biased at all. So let's go through a few of the movements across teams and then we'll break this down later in the show, as you said. So myself going to Tassie Tigers, Renee Taylor going from Brisbane Blaze to Tassie Tigers, Beck Greiner also Brisbane Blaze to HC Melbourne, Alicia Powers from Perth Thunder Six to Adelaide Fire, Steph Kershaw, Brisbane Blaze to Tassie Tigers, Greta Hayes, New South Wales Pride to Adelaide Fire, the Lawton sisters, so a little pair, a duo from Hockey Club Melbourne to Canberra Chill, Alice Arnett from New South Wales Pride to Canberra Chill, Jeremy Haywood from Tassie Tigers to Adelaide Fire, Matt Swan actually returning to the league alongside his wife Rose, who both will be going to the Tassie Tigers, Matt Bird, who obviously everyone knows locally, going from the Perth Thunder Sticks to Tassie Tigers, Jed Snowden returns home to HC Melbourne from Adelaide Fire, obviously, with a few goalkeeping changes in HC Melbourne, opening up a spot for him. Connor Tuddenham going from Hockey Club Melbourne to New South Wales Pride, and then Kai Willett going from New South Wales Pride to Hockey Club Melbourne. So a few shots.
Yes, there is some huge movement. And then we've got some internationals coming over from Spain, I believe, for New South Wales, from what I saw.
Yeah.
And I guess if you want to count Leon Hayward as an international from New Zealand.
Also joined his brother at the Fire.
Be at the Fire. So, yeah, some huge movement happening. But we'll talk about that again very shortly, because one of our mailbag questions is regarding that, and we'll chat all about it in extra time.
Yeah, and the last news item is obviously Hockey Australia Country Championships are currently underway. So they're over in Rockhampton. As this episode was posted, the competition will be going through their final series, which is semi-finals and then medal matches on Friday and Saturday, respectively. If you want to follow along the result, obviously Hockey Australia Altius, or visit Hockey WA website for all those results, or you can actually watch the final series live on Live Hockey.
Fantastic. We're wishing our country teams all the very best for their tournament. Mailbag time now, Jane, and we've got some ripping questions this week. Now, we do have one from Bridie03. She's asked, loving the movement of players in the Hockey One. What do we think? Bridie, fantastic question. We're going to send that one to extra time, because we both have some probably the same opinion on it. So we're going to send that one to extra time. So let's get to our question from Nigel Hindmarsh. What is your view of indoor hockey and hockey fives for summer skills development for the outdoor game? Given you see international standard players on the indoor courts through the season here in WA, and it is hugely supported in Europe, why do you think this form of hockey doesn't get the level of support, both systematically and from the community, as outdoor?
Well, a big factor in it being popular in Europe is that it snows in Europe during indoor season, and that's why they created the indoor hockey game over there, and that's why they have to play it, because they can't be on the field. It's ice over, all the conditions aren't great, so that's why they have a lot of buy-in, I would say. And also a lot of those countries, like hockey is their main sport. They don't have competitive winter sports such as AFL, and rugby are pulling kids away from that. So we do have to kind of take what we can.
Yes.
I think that's the main thing. And also being inside in summer in Perth is absolute torture. It's like a sweat box.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see why people do and don't do it, but yeah.
It is, weather and climate is the factor here in Australia, and probably more so WA. In regards to our view of the skills development, 100%. I think the ability to be able, whilst the game is going down a 3D aerial route, it's still so beneficial to be able to have indoor style skills along the ground to be, and it's more. It's not so much the skills; it's the ability to understand angles. I think that's the most important part. And for those that watch the Stiles Electrical Premier League, two of probably the best I've seen, who are indoor players, are the Staines brothers. Yep. Ben and Jake are sometimes so hard to tackle because they just understand angles. And then you get them in the circle and they're shooting from anywhere with a push shot, which goalkeeper is so hard to save.
And it's such an undervalued shot. We're trying so hard at Reds in particular to teach the younger girls to stay on the ball in the circle, because they want to tommer, they want to wind up. But I'm like, it's so much harder to detect a push shot because you can change direction at any point in the swing. So, yeah.
I think indoor hockey is definitely beneficial. And you know what? It is technically off-season for outdoor hockey. So it's the perfect way to stay fit and to probably increase your fitness for outdoor hockey, is to be doing shorter, sharper bursts for indoor hockey as well. So I think it's definitely growing, the indoor.
I think a huge contributing factor will be the new hockey centre. So those that aren't aware, they're going to obviously build an indoor hockey facility there, and a huge aspect for indoor hockey is that they can't get the facilities to play hockey, because some facilities get really annoyed at how damaging it can be.
Correct.
Balls flying around, destroying facilities. So I think once that's installed in WA, that will become even more of a hockey mecca, I think, and hopefully promote more engagement, because at this point in time, you have to drive so far to get to an indoor hockey field. So hopefully it all being centralised in the Curtin facility will make it a lot better.
Yeah, I certainly agree. Yeah. Thanks for your question, Nigel. We've got one from our co-commentator in Will Braid. Now, we had to look this one up because is the up 10 rule still a thing? It's old like me, but I believe it is a great way to reduce harsh cards. Now, what Will is referring to is that if there was a minor infringement by the opposition team after the free hit or something like that, the team that won the free hit could take the ball up 10 yards and play it from there. So, if it was in, your defensive 16 and someone just knocked the ball away, for example, then it would mean that you could take it up 10 yards.
Yeah, I do remember that being a rule, but I don't think in the essay we referred it to as up 10.
Yes, it's probably got multiple different ways it's been referred to. I think for me in today's game, it probably doesn't work because I think part of it is the complications you'll have with autoplay. And if you kind of liken it to a 50-metre penalty in AFL, like people are going to try to shadow, then you have to keep people out the way. Do you then say, okay, people aren't out the way, so it's another 10? Stopping the ball and then actually play it. And then if people are within 5 of that and try to tackle, it probably complicates the game a bit more. And to be fair, you probably, I think teams would prefer to have the opposition be a player down to take advantage.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah, I think the game has sped up so much that up 10 rule was for when, you couldn't self-pass and it was a lot more static type play happening, whereas now it'd be really hard to police, I think.
100%. So thanks, Will. Appreciate that question. It brought back, finally, once we worked it out, we finally were able to get back those memories of bringing the ball up 10. So we are effectively as old as you and in regards to the game. Last question in the mailbag, and it's not really a question, it's feedback from our friend Rory, who made his debut on the weekend in hockey. Of course, he was a cricketer that also played rugby for a long time. 6'6" he is. So, hey guys, thanks for the kind words last potty for my first game. I can truly say that I haven't had so much fun being so terrible at something. Standing 6'6", I think my stick is a little too short for me, despite being the largest in the shop, and my glutes and quads are killing me, having to stay as low as possible. Just a question, what can I do in my own time to practice and get better at the basic skills? Or do you have any tips or tricks you do personally I could use? Super keen for the Thunderstick season, and hopefully I can find a playing jersey big enough for me. Now, Rory, thank you so much for your feedback. We are so happy you enjoyed it. It will get easier and it will be, well, I want to say it will get better on your body, but sometimes it doesn't. But what you can do, and you may, this is something I've done in the past, and this will align itself nicely with you, is going down to the cricket nets at your local park and just bashing the ball into the black tar sort of backing that they have to practice passing, hitting. Probably a bit harder for trapping unless you're hitting it at someone or someone's hitting it at you. But that's definitely one thing I would say is going to make you feel more confident about hitting and pushing. I feel being a cricketer has probably got a pretty good eye, so the trapping
I would be surely
trapping wouldn't be too bad. But anything,
I think it'll be like that movement of the stick over the ball to drag. That's always really hard for people to understand. So yeah, going down to a artificial cricket pitch, instead of on grass. Grass is really hard to learn on if you're very new. Like we obviously have minky players doing that, but if you're an adult and you're wanting to get into hockey, make it easy to start with so you can understand how to control the ball and like doing those side to side movements and make it easy for yourself. But yeah, cricket net's very good. Very good recommendation.
As someone who's 6'6", your steps or your cadence would be quite big. So I would suggest when you receive a pass on the field is knock it past your defender and just run after it, just push and run. And that'll be a really good way for you to get some stick on ball sort of control instead of having to try to worry about the actual dribbling sort of side. So baby steps, but we will certainly make sure that there is a jersey big enough for you for the Thunderstick season, Rory. So thank you very much for writing to us, and we wish you the best of luck for this week as well.
The next update.
That's all for the mailbag. As we said, we'll get to Bridie's question in extra time about movement of players in the Hockey One. Let's have a look at the results from the Stiles Electrical Premier League over the weekend, Jane. And in the women, there were some big results, and they weren't upsets. They were some big scorelines. Let's start with the first game, and it was 10-2. So Wolves over Raiders. The goal scorers, Ellie Buckley with a double, Maddie Radcliffe with a double, Gemma Buckley, Jess Friedman, Izzy Rakic, Maddie Naish, and Greta Hayes all got a single, and Hattie Shand got the 2 for Raiders. We go to the next game of the round, 3-0, all in the first half for Wasps against Whitfords. Rena Hughes, Morgan Matheson, and Ko Miata got on the scoreboard for Wasps, and they had a good victory there. Your game, Jane, 6-0 to Hale over Reds. Claire Colwell with a hat-trick. Sarah Burns, Tyler Pedley, and Mickey Spano all with singles. Do you want to elaborate?
No, we don't.
Just move on. The UWA v Melville game was 8-2, and that was 4 goals to Nasa Flynn, a double to Bella Ramshaw, singles to Courtney Chanel and Torva Sharwood, singles to USI and Maddie Smith. So a big victory there for UWA. And then the last game of the round was the closest, a 1-0 victory for Vic Park.
For this coming weekend.
Vic Park against YMCC. It was our guest last week, Beatrice Munga Maloney, getting on the scoreboard in the 44th for Vic Park, and that was all she wrote. Lions had bye, so Wolves now 6 points clear on top. Lions on 42, Hale on 38, so maybe some closing ground there. Then Hale now 6 points clear of Vic Park, which is going to be difficult to track down. So you imagine the top 3 is probably sorted. Vic Park 32 and UWA 28. Wasp also moved to 28. Reds 23. YM probably still too far away to make the 5, but fascinatingly, you, as in Reds, and Vic Park still have the bye to come. Raiders, the other team, to have the bye. So, big couple of weekends coming up.
Yeah.
In the Women's Stiles Electrical Premier League. Let's have a look what is coming up this weekend. To start us off, it's Wasps v Melville. This will be an interesting game, but I think Wasps should win.
I think so. She is away, enjoying the Caribbean.
Oh.
Yep, supporting her partner who plays cricket. So, yes. And I don't know if Hockey Roos are available. So
interesting. Yes, of course. Oceana's coming up.
Yep, and they have a VAA coming up. When or if they are held in or out for around that. But I think it starts not this week, but next week. But who knows when.
Well, if there's no Hockey Roos and no Steph, I'm going to pick Melville.
I would say that as well. But if there is Hockey Roos, I would go with what?
I agree. UWA and Wolves at the UWA Super Turf.
I think no Hockey Roos, definitely Wolves.
I think Wolves either way. It could be close if Courtney and Lex are playing.
Yep.
It'd be fascinating.
Yeah, Courtney will probably disrupt them a lot more up front than the other team.
Yes, 100%. Wolves for the both of us. YMCC and Reds. They were good, YMCC. They were good.
Makes me nervous seeing this.
I'm going to back you in.
Thank you. We really want to finish off these last 2 games. So
yes, you've got the bye in the last round, which is a bit painful, but you need to get all you can out of the last couple of games. Lions and Hale. This is a good prequel to what is going to be potentially a final.
Yeah, I do. I'm sort of backing Lions. They've had some impressive performances lately. Again, if Hockeyroos are available, I would definitely think I would back Lions.
Yep, I agree. I think Lions for me.
Still miss Murrah.
Yes. I have seen how, but they're getting it done, but I'm just not convinced by them. I'm not sure why, but there's just something that doesn't convince me.
Yeah, and Lions, if they have everyone very star-studded, so you're going to be plugging holes.
Yes, yeah, I agree. Lions for the two of us, and then Vic Park and Whitfords to round us out. Vic Park for me, Vic Park for you as well, I'd imagine, Jane. Raiders have the bye this weekend. Let's go to the men's side of the Stiles Electrical Premier League, and it was an upset. Friday night, hockey at the Troy Pickard Hockey Centre. 3-2, Whitfords defeating Wasps. Fraser Heigh, who we're going to chat to shortly in the show, got a double, and Jamie Lyle with the single. Brandon Gibbs and Sean Shackley scoring for Wasps. Cracking game of hockey, Jane. You were there.
Yeah, it was so good. Me and Will commentated. I think Wasps had a lot of possession, but you know when you're kind of just transferring the ball and you're not doing anything with your possession, but they needed to get the ball going forward, and Whitfords had this hit the ball long mentality to a posting strike, which Wasps really struggled to deal with. So hints for this weekend.
Yeah, okay, well, thank you. We go to the next game, a close 2-1 victory to Wolves over Raiders. Raiders got one quite late, so made it tight late in the game. James Cunningham and Matty Edgar in Matty's 200th game, I'm fairly certain, in the competition. He obviously has played with Fremantle Coburn as well. So he got one in his milestone game. Kyle Sorensen got one late for Raiders. So encouraging for Raiders. That's a good, not a bad result for them. Hale and Reds, 5 goals in the first quarter and then nothing else.
Boring after that.
Hale coming out on top, 3-2. Sam Ashton getting one in the first minute, if you don't mind. Then Braden King and Liam Flynn on the scoreboard. And a very big welcome back to Brodie Foster. First game back from injury, and he got a corner and a stroke and 2 for the game. So great to see him back.
To come back. I've tried to score 2 goals all season, and he does it in one game. Cool.
Great to see Brodie back out on the field. He's had a very, very interrupted season. So, but it was Hale who took the points there. Then this one was a big day. 7-0 was the scoreline to Fremantle Coburn over Mods, but it was more importantly Rhys Angwin's 400th Premier League game. He joins a very small group to get there, and we send huge congratulations out to Rhys. It's a mammoth effort.
Yeah, gosh. I don't even... How many games per season is there? 20?
So let's say 20 years at 20 games per season, roughly.
Oh.
Yeah. It's a long time.
That's a long time.
Yep.
How are his knees, you know?
Dunno. He got a double in his milestone game. Aaron Hazel got a double. Harrison Banyard got a double. And Ben O'Grady got the last one. So great victory for the top of the table Magpies. The next game was second v third, YMCC and Vic Park. A 5-1 victory for Vic Park. A double to Matt Dawson, Harley Muir, Jacob Wetton and Kurt Skaney on the scoreboard as for singles. Jacob Anderson in his return game got on the scoreboard for YMCC. And
impressive.
Yes.
Guys.
There was a moment in the game that was, I suppose, not seen, I guess, or seen by one umpire, not the other. And therefore, our suggestion of 3 umpires out in the field.
If only people heeded our very, very good advice.
The umpiring triangle might have picked up what the infringement there in the circle. So we'll leave it there. But it was a 5-1 victory for Vic Park. And in the final game of the round, UWA and Melville in an absolute shootout, if you don't mind. It was 6-5 in favour of UWA. Tom Wickham had 3, Ethan Yem, Flynn Ogilvie and Harry Golding with singles. And then for Melville, James Day with a double, Kieran Arthur with a double, and Ben Staines with the single. that makes the ladder interesting. Fremantle Coburn.
It further proves the point that I feel like the male side do not care about.
No, it's overrated. Overrated. We want to see more 6-5s. Fremantle Coburn still sitting on top on 42 points, 4 points clear. Is it 4 points? Sorry, I might just update my page. It's now only 1 point clear, I should say, not 4 points. 1 point clear of Vic Park on 41. UWA now moved to third on 40. They jump YMCC, who are now fourth on 38. Now, the top four are 8 points clear of fifth, so that's basically working out positions. And then the race for fifth is still on. So Reds have 30 minutes of hockey to play and are sitting on 30 points. They're currently losing that game, 3-1. Melville stay on 30 points. Hale win gets them to 29. Wolves also have 30 minutes of hockey against Reds to play and are winning that game. So they're on 27. And now Wasps, who are 6 points adrift, are probably done for the year. It'd be very difficult to jump the teams ahead of them. So it's all to play for in the last 3 weeks of men's competition. There is one spot.
Keeping on in that fifth spot.
It always happens. It always happens. There is always 1 or 2 spots. Fourth and fifth are always up for grabs. This year it's only fifth. And obviously the top 4 are wanting to secure the double chance with the top 3 finishing positions. So it's all to play for. We're going to start off on Friday night with Hale and Mods. So it should be a victory for Hale here.
Solidify their point.
And then YMCC and Reds on Saturday.
It'll be a hard one for them. So, it's going to be a big game. I don't know how it's going to go because I've not been convinced by the Reds boys the last few weeks. I think they're trying to find a way to play together, and they've always had intros of Blake and Jeremy back into the team. And so if they can put it all together and a few PCs, I think they'll be okay. But YM, they're a hard outfit.
What hurts YM, of course, they won't have their Kookaburras and Cooper Burns and Lockie Henderson. But the one that hurts them, I think, is Max Friedman. So Max Friedman is a part of the camp that's coming up as a development squad player. And Max is he's a real driver in the midfield. So missed his run, I think, on the weekend and may hurt them this weekend. So I'm going to go with Reds in this one.
I need it. So.
Wasps and Melville. So it doesn't get any easier for Wasps, needing to regain points and hope that everything goes their way. I think Melville win that game.
Yep.
Melville just have to, but Wasps can hurt them here if they beat them. UWA and Wolves at UWA.
I think UWA.
Yeah, I'm going to go with UWA as well. Looks like Tom Wickham has found a bit of form.
He has.
Vic Park and Whitfords.
Vic Park for me.
Go with us. Okay, thank you.
You just slay the Fraser.
Oof.
You could just personally mark him.
No. I'm going to ask him. I'm going to present a request to him when we speak to him. And then Fremantle, Coburn and Raiders to round us out. Fremantle, Coburn should continue their winning ways. So another huge weekend in both men's and women's Stiles Electrical Premier Leagues. Make sure you get out and watch some of these games because they are going to be really, really exciting games to watch.
Plenty on live hockey.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the soothing tones of a few people as well.
You certainly can. You certainly can. Hockey WA is thrilled to have the continued support of Stiles Electrical Services as the naming rights sponsor of the 2025 Premier League men's and women's competitions. With over 25 years of experience in sports lighting, Stiles Electrical Services is committed to supporting hockey's growth in WA by assisting clubs with floodlighting upgrades and strengthening pathways for athlete development. Their ongoing support will help enhance one of the world's strongest domestic hockey competitions, and we cannot thank them enough for their support. Visit stileselectrical.com.au to find out more about Stiles Electrical and how they can help your club. All right, it's time to spotlight one of the players from the Stiles Electrical Premier League. We're back to the men this week, and we've got someone who we've talked about in the last few weeks because he has been in some fantastic form from the Whitford City Hockey Club. It's Fraser Heigh. Welcome, Fraser.
Thank you, mate. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for being available. We were just chatting before we got you at a great time. But let's find out firstly, what is your coffee order?
At the moment, I'm a skinny cat. I do flutter between a few different options. Summer, I'm usually an ice long black, but at the moment, skinny cat.
Ice long black? I don't think we've had that, surely.
No. Oh, maybe. Oh, no. Maybe we haven't. No. There you go. You're the first ice long black. Skinny latte for me is interesting. Why the skinny?
I find full milk quite heavy, actually. That's the honest answer. Especially before a game of hockey, I can't do full milk. It sits in my belly.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair enough.
So I was really fortunate to actually commentate your game on the weekend, which was very impressive if anyone wants to go back and watch. Probably Wasp coming out with a point to prove, and they sure did not prove it. We did flag going into the game that you were probably one person they needed to really look out for, and you were. So, yeah, give us some highlights of the Wasp game on the weekend.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a really good result for us. I don't think I've beaten them yet in my 3 seasons here, so that was the first time. We sort of identified in our team talk that they're quite a young team and they can kind of ebb and flow with the game. So we thought if we could stay on top of them whilst they're sort of flowing, then we're always going to be in with a chance. And yeah, I think the boys really showed up on Friday right from the start. We felt like we were fully in the game, which for us gave us a lot of confidence to kind of go after it.
You, from a season point of view, have had a fairly tough season. Obviously, you've beaten the 2 teams below you, but you've had some really good draws. And I think there was a draw with Melville. Is it Melville or Hale? Yeah, so you've had some really close games. Tell us how you've seen the season compared to the last few.
Yeah, I think we've drawn with Melville and Hale. I think it was we went for a quite tough first half of the season, which is always hard when we were working very hard behind the scenes and not getting the results and not getting the points. But the last 5 or 6 weeks, we had some quite new players, quite a new team. So the last 5 or 6 weeks, we really started to kind of gel as a team. And we're starting to find that scoreboard pressure. Obviously, having Tom, Craig and Anand in for a few rounds definitely helped us out as well. Just gave everyone that confidence that actually we are good enough to compete at this level and compete with the better teams. And I think we've just built on the back of that. And like the way sport goes, get a few results and everyone's sort of happy about it, and then you kind of kick on from there.
Yeah, definitely. And I think over the last 3 weeks in particular, you've put some really solid results on the ladder. And so Phil Marshall's obviously your coach. What's his, I guess, ideology or way of coaching you guys this year?
Yeah, I think he's pretty open to feedback from us boys in the leadership group and from the Aussie boys coming back in, which is good to see. We're quite fluid in our approach to different games. We like to look at the opposition and think, how do we tag up against them? Where are their weaknesses? Where are our strengths? And how can we kind of progress that? So generally, it's been about tactically, it's been a bit about that. And then during training, it's been more focusing on our basics and just making sure that as a team, sort of towards that lower end of the ladder, we're the best drilled and that everything we do is as slick as it can be.
It's quite opportune. You play Big Park this weekend. But before I ask you about us, I suppose, tell us, who's quicker out of you and Tom?
To be honest, I was hoping I was going to be faster than him, but having played with him against Hale, I could not keep up. Because I think we were both playing in midfield, and he's the one person where you see him get the ball and you're like, right, I'm going to get ahead here. And I just could not get ahead of him, even when he was carrying the ball.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with Tom, I think.
Okay, well, we've been fascinated by it because we've kind of donned you the bulls of Whitford, and the fact that both of you are quick and big and skillful, and it's a handful for teams. So, one, I'm kind of glad Tom's not playing this weekend because I'm not sure how it's hard enough dealing with you, but to have Tom there as well. But yeah, look, it's going to be a fascinating one this weekend. How do you see shaping up against us?
Yeah, I think it's a similar one as Wasp was in terms of how we approach it. Obviously, I'm sure you guys are pushing for finals, and for us, it's just about building on the back performances and trying to do the same things we've been doing for a couple of weeks now. We've been scoring goals, which I think historically we tend to do against you guys. We usually tag up quite well. So I think the boys will be really excited and really up for it, especially we'll have had a bit of a longer break having played last Friday. So I'm sure we'll be raring to go on Sunday.
You will be. And the longer break is certainly beneficial. I'm still We played Sunday, so I'm still feeling it at the point of recording. Sorry, and no doubt I'll probably see later on as well. Look, mate, thank you so much. I wanted to point out one more thing because I think looking at your social media, you are probably the strongest player from a lifting weights point of view in the competition. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, 220 kilo deadlift, is that right?
Can't believe you called me out for this. 220.
That is seriously impressive. Like, this is like a highlight how good you are. There's nothing else untoward because I'm fascinated to know who else is lifting that much. And I don't reckon anyone else is.
And also like moving that quickly. Like,
yes,
cool, you could be a weightlifter and be doing that, but like actually being athletic and
yes,
like some good biomechanics, like so rare.
This leads me to my deal for the weekend. Just let me know what side of the field you play because I'm going to be on the other side and I don't need to look like a cone any more than I do during the week. So, no, thank you, mate. It's going to be a great game. Looking forward to going up against you guys this weekend and we appreciate your time with us on the show. So wish you guys all the best except for this weekend for the rest of the season. And I'm sure we'll catch up with you very soon.
Thank you. Appreciate it, guys.
Around the grounds now, Jane. And this week is a pretty special one around the grounds. The 13th of September, there is going to be a big day of hockey. It's called Eliza's Game and it's going to be held at the York Hockey Club. And we've got one of the organisers with us today, Andy Galbraith. Welcome to the show, Andy.
Good evening. Thanks for having me. Great to be here to have a chat.
Thank you, mate. Thank you for joining us. We're really excited to hear about this. I've had a bit of a look, but looking forward to bringing it to the Hockey Hour viewers and listeners. First and foremost, we always ask our guests what their coffee order is.
Or coffee for me. Controversially, never drank coffee till about 2 years ago, Jace.
Oh,
interesting.
And Jane, being a shift worker, especially controversial.
No way. Wow.
But I've never really graduated from an iced latte, which I'm not proud of, but it's a truth.
Is it the taste or what do you?
Yeah, just never loved the taste. I think it's just the bitterness, but it has grown on me over time. But on these 1 degree mornings that we've had lately, it's probably not the best coffee order one can have.
How good. Oh, well, maybe you can push towards something a little bit, just warmer in general, I guess. But
yes.
Thank you, mate. Now, tell us, what is Eliza's Game and what is it, I guess, it's about and what are you trying to achieve out of the game?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to tell you all about it. Certainly creating a bit of buzz in the community out here, which is great to see. So York Hockey Club is hosting Eliza's Game, powered by one of our great sponsors, Fern Valley Contracting, on Saturday, the 13th of September, out here in beautiful York in the Wheatbelt region. So the day itself is a day full of hockey at the Hockey Heart community. It's one continuous match played over 8 hours with upwards of 350 players, played over the course of the day, and we are hoping to break an existing world record, which is held by a little high school over in England for the most participants in a hockey exhibition match, that number being 367, which we're pumping towards at the moment and is great to see.
Oh, wow. And so my mind immediately goes to chaos as to what this will look like. So how will it actually look on the day? I assume not all 300 and all 400 plus people on the field at once.
No, that's exactly right. So we've got a whole spectrum of hockey players that are registering their interest at the moment, which is great to see, from some special guests and Olympians right down to people who have never picked up a hockey stick before, from the ages of 4 through to 80 on our registrations as we speak. So the plan is just to, everyone that comes will probably get around about 20 to 25 minutes of hockey, just graduating from the littlest humans through to full-size humans at the end of the day, with hopefully a bit of a spectacle at the end of the night, with some of our more serious hockey players taking it out, with 2 teams sort of set up. When you register, one option is whether you want to be east or west to sort of take the title at the end of the day. Yeah. So that's the loose plan. But like you say, lots of people to get onto the hockey field on and off, and a bit of governance around how we do it, but we're pretty hopeful that we've come up with a good plan and everyone's going to get to play some hockey and enjoy all the incredible stuff that we've got happening around the event as well.
Yeah, fantastic, mate. Well, yeah, I mean, tell us more about what else is happening on the day.
Yeah, so we're hoping to obviously get people out here and create a bit of an experience for everyone that comes out. So there'll be plenty of other things happening alongside the hockey. We've got a whole entertainment zone taking place throughout the day. So inflatables, DJs, music. So we've got a little farmers competition, which is very much a wheat belt themed thing to give a bit of a local flavour to it. We'll have some signing stuff, some raffles, some auctions, some amazing food, and some incredible merchandise that the committee have put together to sell on the day specific to Eliza's game, which is really special and is looking really cool.
Nice. And obviously we have that magical number we need to get to, but how far off are we? Where are we at with your registrations right now, and how do people register?
Yeah, so we're the right side of 250 at the moment. So we're working our way up really confidently towards that number and hopeful that we'll get there and beyond. So the best way to register is we're running it all through human ticks and social media. So if you search Eliza's game on either of those forums, it will give you all the information you need to know on ticketing. And for those that get involved, just for registering, there's really cool, some merchandise, a kit bag. You're certainly going to get your money's worth, and all the funds raised are going to go towards our two incredible charities we're hoping to support on the day, being Eliza Sparkle and Her to Help.
Yeah, well, Eliza Sparkle obviously raises funds for childhood cancer research through the Kids Institute, and Her to Help, which is one I know very well, or current/former teammate in Ethan Stirrett organises that, and that's supporting local families doing it pretty tough. So if you've seen Her to Help, Ethan is the one that runs ridiculous fitness regimes to try and help the families doing it tough. No, fantastic, mate, fantastic. Now, tell us what is your involvement going to be on the day? I assume you're going to have multiple volunteers in and around. What's your involvement for the day?
Yeah, so we've got an incredible committee running the event and busy planning things, and have been for the best part of, up to 6 months now. One of those being Eliza's beautiful mum, Britt, and her family, who are just some of the strongest people you will ever be fortunate enough to meet, and sort of drive our motivation to make this happen and make it something really incredible for everyone. So I see myself, in all honesty, just running around like a headless chook with numerous hats on the day. But these events and, these small regional towns like York, like the amount of people that have just come to us saying, what can I do? How can I help? Is incredible. And I think that's at the heart of this whole Eliza story. Her battle with cancer really touched a lot of people in the community that were fortunate enough to be touched with her story, or be lucky enough to, be touched by Eliza and her journey. And it's just about, turning up. Her to Help really turned up for the Reynolds family in their time of need. And now it's just our time to turn up for them so they can continue to provide this incredible support to, sadly, what is the reality of numerous other families that are going to face these similar journeys. So super excited, amazing committee, just so many people putting their hand up to help. Some people, will just come and play and hopefully have a good time and experience the day that we create for them. And other people will be, hectically working behind the scenes in the lead up and on the day of the event to make it something special.
Well, yeah, luckily hockey is such a close-knit family and community. So anyone listening out there today, please sign up. Or we will put all the details in the links to our podcast. So please reach out, get your bums down to York and sit on the hockey pitch for a few minutes to raise funds for great causes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Can you give us an insight into maybe some of the special guests that you might have heading down?
There are a couple of hockey rows now. I won't name drop anyone because that was pending some finals commitments that may depend on how good certain teams go at the back end of the season. So I'd hate to lock and run in. We do have the great Rick Charles and his beautiful wife who are coming out, who are going to do some coaching, some volunteering, some umpiring there. Just a classic example of people that have just said, what can I do? Which is incredible when you think of their profile, and the fact that they are just going to turn up, be there and help out however they can is remarkable.
Love it, love it. The biggest name in probably WA hockey and maybe even Australian hockey is down, and I think that's going to be more than enough if you're not already inspired to get down and be a part of Eliza's game. It's Saturday, the 13th of September. Starts at 8 a.m. Obviously, get on the website and register. Your playing shirt at the event. There'll be a drawstring bag with a cap, and obviously other merchandise you can purchase on the day. Andy, thank you so much for sharing this with us. And look, I'm sure pending our finals commitments, we will certainly aim to be down there as well and support, which is what is hopefully going to be a wonderful record-breaking day.
Yeah, beautiful. Thanks, guys. We look forward to hopefully having you involved, and the support from Hockey WA has been great to this point. So we're excited to keep them on their journey and see how it goes moving forward. Thank you.
Thanks, mate. All right, Jane, extra time, and we've already alluded to our topic, movements in the Hockey One. Our listener in Bridie03 asked what we think, because she's loving the movement of players through Hockey One. And I have a strong feeling you and I both agree that this is great for the Hockey One League.
Yeah, I think coming from a minority state in South Australia, also moving to a minority state in Tasmania, we've always struggled against the top states because they've just been full of hockeyroos, kookaburras, like 6 per side type thing, and you just cannot compete. And even if you get a few internationals, it's just so difficult. And inherently, Hockey One actually came about to try and replicate, I think it was the netball fives, or so it's more franchise model. You didn't necessarily play for your institute or state of origin. You got poached by different states, and movement was encouraged. And so, the franchise model is now hopefully taking effect, and more people are going to be more confident now, seeing a few big names changing hands. So, it's exciting.
It is very exciting, and it's the leap, right, for an athlete. Like, maybe a little bit easier for you because you didn't play last year. But, someone like, let's say, Amy Lawton, right? Amy Lawton, Melbourne girl through and through, played every season for Hockey Club Melbourne, and now she goes to Canberra. Like, that's a big move to go away from what you know and what you've always led, for example. You've always been a Victorian girl. So it's a challenge for the athlete, but it's being able to say it's okay, right? Like, there will be people that go, "Oh, I can't believe you did that," but that's just life, right? Like, people do that with a job,
There's so many varied reasons for everyone's decision to do, whether it's monetary, whether it's a fresh start, whether it's who you're playing with. For me in particular, I had Steph Kershaw approach me asking if I wanted to join her in Tasmania. We got Renee on board, we got Geordie on board, and I was like, great, this is going to be a fun time for me, who wasn't probably going to play Hockey One. Now I get to play with some of my best friends. So there's varying reasons, I think, but I think it's so exciting, and I think it gives so much more diversity to the competition. We're not just going into it being like, oh, okay, like a Blaze, a New South Wales Pride, a Hockey Thundersticks are probably going to top it out. Now it's a bit more unpredictable.
Yeah, and what's going to come of this now is how how many you're going to be allowed, I suppose. So that's what's it's going to morph into, because you can't just go and get everyone from one state, of course. There will be, and my suggestion would be that is you have to have a certain number of local players on your squad list, because obviously it's still a platform for developing players. And look, some may not break into their state squad, but also it's happened with WA or the Thundersticks. Luke Anderson and Britt De Silva went and played for Adelaide last year because it couldn't quite break in, so they go and try to develop and played a full season.
It's very common when you're kind of the fringe player, and then your state releases you into the selection pool for other states. So that will still happen, I believe. But it's, I think, going to make an interesting Hockey One league. So the first rounds will be really heated.
Not to put the pressure on you, but looking at your group, you are the favourites. I would say you're well and truly the
I'm happy
favourite.
to take that.
Closely followed by Canberra, I think, because I
I was looking at Canberra today and I was like, they've got a lot of striking power.
Yes. Alice is going to offer a fair bit, I think, and then to have Amy to come through the middle, I think is going to be fascinating. I think it's going to be a very good season.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because so many people are playing probably different ways of play. Like I always know what South Australia are going to typically do and what our way of play is, but now I'm going into Tasmania, I have no idea what their way of play really is. You play against them and you can kind of hazard to guess, but a lot of them would be playing club hockey together, so used to each other, and then you've got some new kids on the block trying to fit in, and so it could go one of both ways.
It's something I noticed today. I was having a quick look on social media as to anyone else that we may have sort of missed, and I didn't quite pick up any more, and I'm sure there are probably a couple more still to come. But I did notice that the Blaze had named Steph in her initial squad, so I found that quite interesting.
It was awkward for her. She's like, I swear I broke up with Steph. Yeah, they won't take the breakup.
This is going to be, like we said, a fantastic hockey one. Let us know who you think would be good to have on your team. So, of course, the Thundersticks. I've already named their squad. Yeah, that's fine. Let us know who you think would be a good movement, who would add value to another franchise or another team, men or women, because I can tell you now, I reckon there are more movements to come. I think there are some that haven't been finalised, as far as I would know.
Yep, I believe so.
And there's some very big ones to come. So watch this space. Keep an eye on your social media. Make sure you follow all the franchises because that's where you'll get the information. But this is going to be huge for the competition, and I don't know where essentially forget what happened last year because it's a new era, I think. It's a new era in Hockey One.
No, it will probably be 4 or 5 different teams in Melbourne for finals weekend. So who knows?
Can't wait. Thank you. Fantastic episode. We've covered off a fair bit of info with regards to our friends in York. So make sure, bring it up again, make sure you go and register if you would like to be a part of essentially a world record. The biggest top game.
Opportunity.
Yeah. You can say that you are in the Guinness World Record.
Yep, exactly.
Make sure you support them. They are doing something wonderful for a couple of wonderful causes. So we'll have all the information in our on the pod, in the video, or of course you can follow Hockey WA or search Eliza's game on Intix, I think it was, and you'll be able to find all the information for yourself. It's not until the 13th of September, so you've got plenty of time to register. But thank you so much, Jane.
No, thank you, Jace. Another wonderful week.
Absolutely. Can't wait for this weekend. Make sure you get out and support your club. Make sure you follow Hockey WA on Instagram and catch the video highlights of today and all the other episodes. Give us a like, a follow, or whatever it is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. Can't wait to chat to you next week on the Hockey Hour.